I've been experimenting with rhubarb scones. So this is the basic tea scone recipe that I've always used, and I'm going to make it into rhubarb scones. So what you need is soda bread flour, self-raising soda bread flour, sugar, buttermilk and eggs. So I have 2 eggs made up to half a pint with buttermilk, butter or margarine. I've used Tesco unsalted butter, but you can equally use Stork if you want. The butter just gives you a better flavour, I think, but it's up to you. And that's 4 ounces or roughly half a packet. And I've got some baking powder. So what I've done is I've weighed half a pound of the self-raising soda bread flour. I have added to it half a teaspoonful of baking powder. I have added the 4 ounces of butter to it, and using this beater here, I'm going to put it on the mixer and mix it slowly until it becomes like frying breadcrumbs. So that's the 2 mixed together, and as you can see, it's become like fine bread, really fine breadcrumbs. Now you can actually do this without using a mixer. So all you would do with the butter is just roll it between your thumb and your index finger until you get something like this. Same way that you would make crumble. Into this I'm adding sugar. I've used golden castor sugar. That's necessary, any sugar will do. Put it on, and then I'm going to add the buttermilk and the egg mixture to bind it all together. So that's it all mixed together. So you need to make sure that it's mixed to the stage that all the flour is lifted from the bottom of the mixer. So put your dough out onto a well-floured worktop, and then because I'm making rhubarb scones, I'm going to make it into like a long rectangle shape. This is the exact same dough and mixture that you would use for plain tea scones. So what normally if I was making plain tea scones, I would just roll it out or flatten it out to about an inch and a half thick, and then use a cutter to cut it out. But this time I'm doing it a wee bit different. So I've rolled my dough out, and now I'm going to put the rhubarb on. So I'm going to make this a bit like a sausage roll type of thing. So I'm going to put stewed rhubarb along here and roll it up then. So I've stewed the rhubarb with very little liquid, and I put a little corn flour into it just to make it sticky, and I've let it cool. And then I'm going to put it along here. So that's my rhubarb on the dough. And now I'm going to roll it up, again as I told you before, just like the sausage rolls. So roll it over like this until I've reached the end of the pastry or the dough. So that's it rolled out and ready to cut. And I've made a mark on it roughly to get me 12 out of it. So I've got 12. I've put them onto 2 separate trays, 9 in this one and 3 in the other one. And I've set the oven at 180, and I'm going to put them in for 25 minutes. I will check them before that just to see how they're cooking. So while the scones are in the oven, I'm going to make a glaze for them. It's a glaze, a bit like what you put maybe on a Chelsea bun or something like that. But a couple of tablespoonfuls of sugar, and any sugar will do, and some water, and then you just put it on and boil it till it becomes like a sticky glaze. Now I might give it my own wee twist. I mean, I can't leave things go, so we'll make the glaze first and then I'll decide after that. So if the glaze boiling away here, now you need to stay with this and don't do it until the scones are nearly ready to come out of the oven. Now what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to add a wee drop of marmalade just to make it a little bit sticky. Normally you would make a glaze just by warming up some apricot jam and brushing it over. I don't have apricot jam, so this is sort of my version. So the scones are almost ready to come out of the oven. Now this will turn fairly sticky, so do not leave it, and don't let anybody else near it because it's lethal, very dangerous, extremely hot. So this is the scones just out of the oven, and they've come up just nice, just exactly how I wanted them. So now I'm going to spread that glaze or brush the glaze over them, and I might even put a wee drop of sugar on top of that. So it did take almost the 25 minutes in the oven, and the glaze does look nice on them. I don't know if you